Hey everybody, we're back again. Dr. Professor Cheeseburger. And last time, well, we fought Hojo's monster, and now we're going to dive right back in. Who knows? Maybe we'll, you know, meet the president. But anyway, let's get to it. All right. So, we can't go up because we don't have the key card. We can only go to the door. But we can get up here eventually, because look, there's a safe point. And that means eventually we'll be able to get up there. Probably. Okay. So here's floor 67. Floor 66. Okay, so... Actually, hold on. She's well equipped. We don't have any more accessories. Can't go all the way back down right now. Let's say that. But, like, can we? I don't really want to go all the way back down to the ground floor. But I am curious what we can do here. I don't think I've tried this before. I don't think I have. Okay, so they want us to meet at the 66th floor, right? What if we don't? Ah. I forgot about that. See, I was thinking we just go down to the 59th and then go all the way out and we're done, right? Nope. Lame. Yeah. Wow, she really had to go back to work, huh? I don't think it matters what floor you do it from. Yep. That happens on every floor. Oh, that other guy, the Baldy, is a new guy. Where's your big sword? Where's Barrett's gun? Man. Here we get all the way to his office before... and we get to talk to him. That's fun. Kind of looks like they're all standing at like parade rest rather than, you know, with their arms behind, like handcuffed or whatever. It's a huge desk. Red 13 is very well informed, which makes sense later down the road. They just think the planet's energy is going to just go on forever. So you're like, all right, fine. Barrett's like, nope, I'm gonna get up in your face. But that guy's like, nope, not happening. I did think his name of Rude was a very interesting choice. I think that's his way of saying, I've got nothing else to say to you and I don't want to see you anymore. So here we are, captured. Darn right we are. Alright. Let's see. How's Barrett doing? Apparently him and Red don't want to use the bed. Red doesn't even care. Their relationship is interesting throughout the game. They never really get along. Yeah, this is all you can do. You can just check on your other people. He just says the word grandpa and now he's like, what's funny? Yeah, it's a while before we really learn anything about Red 13. But this is the conversation we needed to have in order to progress the story. Oh. Things look like they were about to get tense right there, and then, hey, let's get serious for a minute. They really don't explore the relationships too deeply between Cloud and Aerith and Cloud and Tifa. Like, it's pretty evident that Aerith and Tifa are pretty good friends pretty quick. But in the original, you just don't know. And in the remake, they kind of let you just do whatever. So it's kind of up to you. And they even say that in interviews that there's not really a set way of what it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be up to you, so it's your story to play, not they tell you what to do, or they tell you every little bit of the story. So we're gonna get some sleep on the wall. Well, I bet using the bathroom must be awkward for Parrot and Cloud. I mean, it's one thing when you go and you've got just a normal dog in there, but you've got one whose tail is on fire and can talk. Easy for some judgment there. Look, everybody's asleep. And our door's wide open. When we opened it, because obviously we opened it. Told Tifa we were going to bust out of here. And kill this guard. That's the things aren't right kind of music. And the others, meaning Red 13. So you can actually come in here and talk to them. Must have been attacked by... No human could have done that indeed. Alright, so if we come over here... That's all. Barrett's just, like... I don't know what Barrett's cleaning up for, but it's basically so you don't have the option to choose, really. I think that's all... I think that's all that they do that for, is so you don't have that option. Oh, let's just go ahead and fill up her materia then. Look, everybody's dead. Oh, and Jenova has busted out. Alright, so now we get to fight some weird creatures. I can't remember if they're weak to fire, ice, or what. All I know is don't use bio. In the remake, they make this part really interesting, as in it's not just something weird where monsters are broken out. It's Hojo is kind of testing you with some of the monsters. He's forcing you to go through some of basically his gauntlet. And it's really dark, actually. Very nice. Nope. I have to heal her outside of battle. I will say, this game is much easier on items, and thus money, because you don't have to spend a ton of money on buying up antidotes or echo screens or anything like that, unless you just really want to. We don't need a savior. So right now we just follow the trail of blood. Yep. Guess we're gonna go see the president. We can't use that one. Fire on all. Ice. Basically, most of these monsters can poison us. Or put us to sleep. They can do all kinds of statuses. If you really think about it, like RPGs, JRPGs especially, back in this time, really had an interesting time designing monsters, because, well, they had to make them somewhat memorable, right? Or they just had to make them different. I mean, look how weird these are. Stop putting Tifa to sleep. Thank you. Let her hit you. Thank you. That's all I wanted. I just wanted her to kick your butt. That's it, guys. All right. Yeah, just barely, but we got it. We got that level. You know, it's all about getting those levels right now. I don't know why I opened the menu, but anyway, back to the blood trail. Probably a good idea to save here. Nope. Blood trail leads that way. Let's go this way. There's no good reason for it. It's just, you know, I like to be a rebel. Well, well. Look who got dead. An acute case of dead. Even Barrett's surprised right now. Sephiroth? You know, I never understood why that was. I mean, I was like, is it because it's like 6 feet long? Is it just because it's a ridiculously hard sword to use? But if you play Ever Crisis and they go into the background of it, it makes a lot more sense. It really is a Sephiroth sword. Oop, who's this guy? Palmer, head of Shinra's Space Division. Uh-oh. True. Vice President Rufus and the new head of Shinra. If you play a little bit of Crisis Core, but more of the game before Crisis, it kind of goes into a little bit more about what happened to Rufus. Some things happened that went down before this game and kind of during the events of Crisis Core. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but he was, if not is, the head of the Turks, and now he's the president. I always thought this was like a really cool part. But I love the remake where it's Barrett, Aerith, and Red. And I think he says, avalanche. And Aerith says, local florist. And Red 13 shouts, lab rat dog. It cracked me up so much that it paid tribute to this part. And he's just really funny in the remake. They did a phenomenal job with Red 13 in the remake. I love it. He assumed his new rule, like his new reign, really fast. I remember in the remake, this was a really hard fight. And when I first played like the game and I got to this fight, it was actually pretty tough for me. But I've gotten a lot better since then. I do find it interesting, like, if you know everything that happens in this game and then you read this book right here, On the Way to a Smile. It goes over the events between this game and Advent Children. And it kind of shows that Rufus does kind of start having a change of heart. And actually starts, I mean, maybe he's just doing it to build up some things. Like, he's just trying to build the people's trust again. But I think it's more than that. I think he's actually trying, because he says some things that he expect, like, you as a reader would be like, Shinra said that? And they're actually doing these things? And of course, maybe they're just trying to build back up public trust. But they don't imply that in the books. And I think that means a lot. And, you know, there is part of them that's probably trying to rebuild the company after the events of this game, but I don't know. You know, I'm also kind of like an eternal optimist. I always want to think that some people are doing, like they're actually meaning they're going to go do some good. So I see in the book Rufus saying, I want to actually help people, and I want to do this for people and all that. And I'm like, oh, good. He's having a change of heart. And in Advent Children, they really don't trust him, which is fair, because they did nothing in this game worth any trust. So, yeah. Also, this was a random find. I went to a used bookstore, and I just happened to find it one day, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to buy that. I forgot all about this book. But I'd also like to point out how interesting it is that they basically all just said, okay, cool. Have fun, Cloud. Yes, remove it. We want all of it. Why? So, let's see. Equip. Materia, first of all. Yep. Nope, I went to magic. Sorry. I gotta make sure we have... No. All. And restore. Cover. Let's do a fire, poison, and ice. Ice, lightning, fire. Is that it? I don't think we get anything for quite a while, so we're just equipping that just to have it. Okay, now the fun part. Yep, we're good here, so we gotta get out of here. And fight this thing. How they fit this weapon in the actual elevator, I don't know. So why did I not equip Barrett with that? Because he's the only one whose normal attack can reach that, that thing. Limit breaks can still get over there. So we're just going to do that, because Bolt is what he's weak to. Nice. Can't steal, because he's over there. But it also means I can keep the damage. Ooh. So why did his arms go back? Because of that. He lost one attack, but now he's going to switch over to new attacks. Let's go ahead and use Healing Wind, because we need her limit break used up too. Yep. All right. unfortunately. So, yeah, he's going to keep breaking down. Like that. See, now his main artillery up top isn't, but now he's going to use an even more powerful attack. If we let him. Which we really don't have to let him. Uh-oh. Is he actually going to get to use it? I don't know. We'll see. Bolt. Bolt. And he's gone. Cool. So we won the battle, right? Nope. Part 2. I like this one a little bit less. Okay. We just got to keep doing the same thing we've been doing, which is just hit him with some bolt, have Barrett shoot him, and eventually he'll go down just like the other guy did. But he does have some other attacks, like this, which is actually pretty powerful. Let's use that. Bolt. They didn't do this in the remake with the elevators, but they mixed it up and they added this fight earlier in the game and then made the first part just a little bit later. Like, you get down to the first floor and then fight that big guy. He was spinning because he was going to use an attack where he flies up and just boom. It's actually pretty strong. Hey. Mithril armlet. Okay, so push switch, which should have removed materia from everybody else. Okay, so I messed up. There was something in this building, an enemy, and that's what I went back downstairs for. There's an enemy called Soldier 3rd Class in this, where if you steal from him, you get an item called the Hard Edge, which is a new sword for Cloud that you don't get until a good bit later in the game. And I basically just missed it. So now we have to wait a while to buy it. So, lame, but whatever. Okay, what do we need to level up? So where's the other ice? That's the one, and that's the one. Okay, we want to keep him with his stuff. Let's use that fire. Because look at that, that fire has so much more AP. What in the world? And let's do that because why not? Because you have stupid orange hair. That's why. He's not. You do not ever have to actually attack Darkstar, which is his little buddy down there. I don't think it necessarily makes the fight easier or harder, but it does cut off Rufus's support, but Rufus doesn't really have a lot of health. But Darkstar is pretty powerful, but he uses Barrier and M-Barrier on Rufus. But hey. Ooh. Hit that button. Got it. Now we gotta find a high potion. Why didn't I use an elixir? Oh, that was so dumb. Let's see if we can steal something from him. Nope. Oh yeah, he laughs for some reason. Not really sure why. But whatever, let's limit break him. What's up? Get you a free attack, so why complain about that? In a pinch, it'll get you an extra turn to heal up. That's it. That was the fight. Which makes sense, because, you know, he doesn't want to... Why fight this guy? Ooh, our first source. Which you might be wondering, what is that? That's your stat raisers. Raises your vitality, which increases your HP and defense, I think. I think that's what it does in this game. Either way, vitality is for the physical. I'm gonna do something before we get too far. Let's see, who do I want here? I think I'm gonna bring Aerith. What are you talking about? You'll see in a little while. We're getting out of here, boys and girls. I think they give us time to equip later. But just in case, it never hurts to make sure you're well equipped. Wait, do I have two alls? Huh. Well, how about that? Ice and... So remember, Barrett and Aerith are coming with me. This is gonna get complicated. So look, we're in control of Aerith. See if we can... So, you remember that employee that I said was super dedicated? She's still here. Still here, guys. Why? Golly, they just don't let anybody have a break, huh? So you cannot get that stuff still. There must be a way later point in the game where we can come back. And you would be right. It is much later. So, as we try to escape... I don't know if you can hear that, but that's Barrett shooting. Yeah, we're surrounded. Oh my gosh, here it comes, guys. The thing I thought, this scene coming up, I thought was the absolute coolest thing ever. And for years, no game could top this whole sequence right here. Tifa's just like, shut up and get over here. That's right, we got actual animation here. And Cloud riding a bike. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget Red. Cloud's got a plan here. Hit it, Cloud. And they still kept it pretty cool in the remake. But nothing will match, like, feeling that for the first time or seeing that scene for the first time. Never match. Okay, so first we got... Nope, not Tifa, sorry. Mostly because Tifa's got her second level limit break. I go off of lowest level and lowest limit breaks unlocked. So right now that's Barret and Aerith. And Red, but he's also level 13, whereas these two are not. So he does not get picked, right? Yep. All right, we're good to go. Oh wait, no, we actually have something. Let's see, do I want to equip that on Cloud actually? Yes. Talisman. Don't need that right now. That would have been helpful a while ago, but anyway. Now a really fun minigame. So, we have to try to stop as much as we can of these guys. Gotcha. Because those are health bars up there. And that will affect the boss fight coming up. There are 3 types. One, I think, mostly tries to mess with Cloud. Which I think it's the blue guy. Red pretty much just tries to pull Cloud away from it, and I think Gold just goes straight for the truck. There you go. Gotcha. No, come back here. And yes, you can absolutely use other motorcycle or other bikers to take down other ones. See? Got him. Oh, go down. They incorporated that into more than just this fight in the remake, and I like that. Gee whiz, they're hitting Barret hard. Yeah, that one throws you off real quick. Is that change of camera angle? I feel like we're almost there. Yep, here we are. Look at that great animation right there. That's why you had to form your party, because you go straight into this battle. And, to make matters a little bit worse, he just comes right at you, hits you immediately. That's why you got to do that trick, because otherwise that's going to hurt a little bit more. Or you pretend to run away. In the past, I've remembered to do this. Because we're back attack, so Aerith and Barret, who were in the back row, got pushed to the front, and Cloud got pushed to the back. So, yeah. So we had to switch him real fast. Yeah, Cross Slash doesn't do much on him. It's just super powerful. You really want to keep your health up on this guy. Because of this attack is pretty powerful. But he's got another one that's like way worse. Hopefully we can beat him. I don't think he has anything on him to steal. We're going to hold on to that, actually. I think we want to keep Cloud's health up. I don't think his attack will devastate us, but it might. Nope, he's not going to do it right now. So we're just going to hold on to Aerith's Limit Break. Look at that, 250 damage. That's good damage right now. Oh, here it is. I actually have done quite a number of fights without him using that. See if I can defeat him before he has a chance to do anything else. Heal. Nope. Aerith might be dead here. Yes, just barely. Just barely survived that. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, good. I don't have to use a Phoenix down. The real reason I'm happy, I don't have to use a Phoenix down, because those are expensive. Also, I beat him. Yeah. Jeez. There we go, there we go. And we got a new accessory. It's a good day, guys. It's a good day. What do we do now? Indeed. Have a big fight about breaking destiny. There's a lot that goes on with that. Why are they way back there? Like, how are they having this conversation right now when they're like a quarter mile away? Four of them are all about it, and Red's just like, okay. Cool. So we don't know where his hometown is yet, but that's where he'll go with us. One wants us to keep our promise. But if you say this, one says keep promise, one says I have my bodyguard. Yeah, you don't want to say, I don't know about that. Let's go! Nothing will bruise a man's ego than this. When a guy thinks he should be the leader and then everybody else is like, I don't think so. He ain't happy. don't see why not. I don't see why you can't just go all at once. Okay, we need Aerith because she's low leveled. So one thing about this game is that your other party members do level up. So as they're not in your parties, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So alright, let's keep the same party. If you pick Aerith and Tifa, Barrett will say something about that. I think he'll say, figures you would do that, something like that. So now we can save anywhere on the map. And look, this is Midgar. And then look, there's Calm. It's actually not that far. There's an enemy I want to find before we get to Calm. There it is, first try. Okay. What enemy? Why? Why do I want this guy? Because he has a weapon for Barrett. What weapon? Let's see if we can get it. That one. The atomic scissors. It's one of Barrett's melee weapons. Yeah, he has melee weapons. I don't know why I'm still using regular attacks, especially with Aerith. She's not strong. Her attacks are only doing in the 20s, whereas Barrett is doing 50s. Just hit him with Bolt. You're way better at Bolt. Boom. Got them both. Alright. So Aerith levels. And we got the atomic scissors. Look at that. That is a really powerful upgrade for Barrett. But it is a melee weapon. And it's got 4 slots, so that's nice. So we'll just put that on for now. So I guess for now, we'll put Barrett up in the front row. Yay! So anyway, now that we're almost at Calm, because this next bit is quite a lot, we'll go ahead and end right here. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and join us next time for story time with Cloud. Thanks.